The idea feels disturbing the moment you hear it, that everything may already be written, that the universe is not unfolding but already complete, that your life is not being created moment by moment but exists as a whole structure laid out in advance. This reaction is not accidental. The block universe clashes directly with the way experience feels. You feel as if you are moving forward, making choices, creating the future as you go. But physics suggests a radically different picture, one where the universe does not evolve in time, but simply exists as a four-dimensional object. Past, present, and future are not stages, they are locations. And you are not traveling through them because time moves. You experience them because you are embedded in the structure itself. The block universe is not a philosophical speculation. It is the most straightforward consequence of taking relativity seriously. In Einstein's framework, there is no universal present. Different observers disagree about which events are happening now. Two observers moving relative to each other will slice spacetime into past, present, and future differently. What is present for one can be future for another. This destroys the idea that only the present is real. Reality cannot depend on who is moving. Existence cannot be frame-dependent. If an event exists for one observer, it must exist for all. The only consistent solution is that all events exist equally. The universe is a block, not a process. This immediately triggers resistance. If everything already exists, what happens to freedom? To becoming? To meaning? But notice something important. Physics is not saying that everything is predictable from your perspective. It is not saying you can access the future. It is saying that the future exists as a region of space-time, just as distant places exist even when you are not there. Distance limits access, not existence. Time may be another kind of distance. The block universe does not say you are a puppet. It says you are a four-dimensional entity. Your decisions are not erased. They are part of the structure. When you choose, that choice exists as an event in space-time. From inside the block, deliberation is real. From outside the block, the deliberation is already included. These are not contradictions. They are perspectives. We already accept this duality in space. A map can show your entire route without eliminating the experience of choosing turns while walking. The map does not cause your choices. It records them. The block universe plays a similar role. It describes what exists, not how it feels to exist. The discomfort comes from confusing description with experience. The block universe removes the idea that the universe is constantly being created. There is no cosmic clock generating moments one by one. There is no edge of time where reality comes into being. Instead, there is a complete space-time structure containing every event. Change is not creation. Change is difference between slices of the block. Motion is not progression. Motion is a path through the structure. This reframes everything you think you know about causality. Causes do not push effects forward in time. They are relationships between events arranged in space-time. Cause and effect are patterns inside the block, not forces that drive it. This is why causality survives in a block universe. The structure encodes causal order. Signals still propagate. Information still flows locally. But the global picture does not require time to flow. It requires consistency. And consistency is easier to achieve in a static structure than in a dynamically updating one. The block universe also explains something subtle about memory. You remember the past, but not the future, because of how information is arranged, not because the past is gone. Records exist in one direction because entropy increases. The arrow of time emerges from boundary conditions, not from a flowing present. Your brain builds a narrative of becoming because that narrative is useful. It allows prediction, planning, survival. But usefulness does not equal truth. The universe does not care about narrative. It cares about structure. From this perspective, the feeling that the future is unwritten is an internal feature of experience, not a property of reality. The future feels open because you do not have access to information about it yet. But lack of access does not imply non-existence. A sealed room exists even if you have never opened the door. The block universe turns "will happen" into "is located elsewhere." That shift feels almost offensive because it strips away the drama of becoming. But physics has always done this. Newton stripped away absolute rest. Einstein stripped away absolute time. Quantum mechanics stripped away definite properties. The block universe strips away absolute becoming. Each step removes a layer of intuition. And each time, reality becomes stranger, but more coherent. One of the deepest fears associated with the block universe is fatalism. If everything is written, does anything matter? But this fear misunderstands what written means. Written does not mean dictated by an external author. It means consistent with itself. The block universe is not a script imposed on you. It is the totality of events that include your actions, your thoughts, your doubts. Meaning does not vanish because events exist. Meaning exists inside events. Your experiences matter because they are real features of the block, not because they are being created on the fly. In fact, the block universe offers a strange kind of permanence. Moments are not destroyed as time passes. They remain part of reality. Your past is not erased. It is preserved. Every experience you had still exists as an event in space-time. This does not comfort everyone, but it reveals something important. Loss is not annihilation at the level of existence. It is loss of access. The block universe does not deny grief or change. It reframes them, changes the relationship between different temporal locations. Grief is what it feels like to move away from regions that still exist but can no longer be reached. This interpretation does not make emotion disappear. It explains why it feels the way it does. Physics does not care whether this picture is comforting. It cares whether it is consistent. And consistency keeps pointing back to the same conclusion. There is no privilege present, no universal flow, no objective becoming. The universe is not a story being written. It is a structure being described. You are not creating time as you go. You are revealing different parts of a structure by living inside it. This realization does something subtle. It shifts responsibility. If everything already exists, then what you do is not a spark that brings reality into being. It is a feature that reality already contains. That does not reduce responsibility. It removes excuses. Your actions are not fleeting. They are part of the permanent structure. They do not vanish into the past. They remain. The block universe does not say nothing matters. It says everything matters because it exists forever in the geometry of reality. The discomfort you feel is not a flaw. It is the friction between intuition and structure. Intuition evolved to navigate change. Physics reveals what change actually is, and the two do not align perfectly. The block universe is not something you experience directly. You experience slices, moments, sequences. That is the interface. Beneath it lies a static but immensely rich structure where every event has its place. Nothing flows, nothing is erased, nothing waits to be born. Everything simply is. And you are not outside that structure trying to influence it. You are inside it, living out one of its paths. The future feels open because you cannot see it. The past feels gone because you cannot return to it. But existence is not limited by perception. The block universe does not ask you to like it. It asks you to accept that reality may be complete even while your experience is partial. And once you accept that, the idea that everything may already be written stops sounding mystical. It starts sounding inevitable. This is Veritas Labs, where truth is tested.